And after long last, I've talked about it lots, never shown it to you, my original 455 caliber. This is what is referred to as a Webley. Now, Webley made 6 different ones, Mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, this is the Mark 1. Now, normally what I do not do is load my weapon inside the garage, unless I need to. But these are, because I want to show you something very special, unique about the Webley. These are 45 caliber, 455 it's called, but it's a 45 caliber, and very, very stubby shells, same as what I used to Smith & Wesson. And this weapon is what referred to as a top break. This is how it opens. They're in a lot of movies. Indiana Jones carried a Webley. Now, after this thing is fired, the extractor is built right into the gun. All gone. It actually pops them out the top when the extractor, as you can see it there, and everything's gone. I love the Webleys. Webleys were originally designed in England, of course, and they were manufactured in the Enfield estuary. And they went worldwide. There ain't anywhere in the world that Webleys haven't been. Now, this particular one, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, the marking on the crown here, probably not going to be able to see it, unfortunately. But on here you have this symbol. And what this symbol is indicates where this particular weapon was manufacturally designed for, otherwise, or import marks, if you wish. Now, this one, with the U with a circle around it, is an indication that this was what was referred to as a constabulary weapon. I mean, it was issued for policing purposes in South Africa. From there, the next place I know that this particular one showed up was in the U.S. And then from there, into Canada. It's only a 4-inch barrel on it. Its hammer is almost vicious. It's almost a spike. And it leaves a mark on the primer that is distinctively Webley. The buttstock is a unique shape, and it's what they call the bird's bill stock. And this is made of bakelite. This is what our old telephones used to be made of in the 1950s. Or still made of in the 1950s, I should say. Now, this original design came out in 1886. Based on the serial number of the weapon, we can make a general assumption that this weapon was made in 1887. That, and the caliber, is the beautiful thing about it because it now falls into the antique status. Which means, not to bore you too much, but under the Criminal Code of Canada, it does not apply to the codes under section 196 through 177. Which means it is not a restricted weapon. It's antique status. You put it on your hip, you go out in the woods, you go camping, you go prospecting. You're carrying a sidearm. It's legal. Just as deadly as the day it was manufactured. Fires like a 45, hits like a 45, kicks like a 45. But it is fun to shoot. And the unique pistol grip design that they made is actually very, very comfortable. The original British design for the lanyard fitting, which many of the guns afterwards have carried on. Even the RCMP, as late as 1962, carried the .455 caliber, only in the Smith & Wesson, of course. Now, in the front of the Webley, in the Mark I, they have these fins in front of the cylinder. Now, what they were originally designed for, because the Mark I was designed for black powder, and that was to prevent sympathetic detonation between the cylinders. These are loaded with Mark II brass, Mark II calibers. Now, they work fine. And this weapon is in very, very good shape. Most cylinders have a screw through here, and they turn like this. Webley design is actually on ball bearings, and this thing will spin and spin and spin and spin. It fits nice in hand. It's a heavy barrel. If you're going to be carrying it in the woods and you think that you're going to have something like weight equivalent to a Glock, you're sadly mistaken. It is a heavy weapon. With the Webley holster, like I've said, everything is encompassed. You may see a little bit of this if you look at it in the holster. Everything else is encased inside the holster. The Webley was originally issued to all military personnel of rank of lieutenant and up. Now that you've seen one, you'll probably notice them in movies a lot more. They're very distinctive. Actually, even in Boondock Saints Part 2, you see Webleys. The first combat that these saw was in South Africa during the Boer War. What they did, even after the Mark II, they found out that in excess of 100 yards it tended to aggravate the Boers more than kill them, because it is just a pistol. And then they switched to the .38 caliber in the Mark III. They have become extremely, and I use the word extremely, desirable. If you can find one, and if you can afford it, you have to get one of these, because they are absolutely unique, and you'll never lose any money if you're just wanting to invest in something. I love this, and I carry it in the woods with me all the time. No fear of bears and cougars anymore.